Hello and welcome to Forever Sports live watch-along of this second round Currie Cup encounter between the Griquas and the Cheetahs at Tafellager Park in Kimberley. My name is Sean Goosen. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to Forever Sports and drop some comments in the comments section. We can discuss the game as it's played. The Griquas, of course, are coming off of that 16-30 defeat to the Sharks in round one in Kimberley last week. Despite that loss, they were typically good and scored two very well-taken tries in that final half an hour. Scott Matthews' side made 11 clean breaks last week, just one less than the Sharks, and beat the Durbanites for offloads with 10 and turnovers with 9, which is very interesting. Cheetahs coach Harvey Currie has named 13 Currie Cup debutants for this one in his match day 23 due to a combination of injuries, a COVID outbreak in his squad, and Springbok call-ups. Because of this, none of the Cheetahs contracted loose forwards are available for this one. Of course, this being the Currie Cup opener. And so Currie has named 4 locks in his starting 15, and regular scrum half Tion Meyer is on the wing. Frans Steyn and Roscoe Speckman, of course, are the two unavailable due to their involvement in the Springbok squad. Speckman, of course, was recently loaned out to the Stormers to get some more game time. This is the Cheetahs' first game since their extremely disappointing 35-43 loss to the Toyota Invitational 15 in Bloemfontein in May. They've been terribly short of game time of late due to their exclusion from the Rainbow Cup, and will feel they have a point to prove this Currie Cup season. Aiden, who have I got winning? It's going to be a tough one. It's tough to make calls like that. I have a sneaky feeling that the Griquas are really going to be up for this one at home. And because the Cheetahs haven't played so much recently, I think they're going to be a bit rusty, especially if that performance at against the Invitational 15 in Bloemfontein was anything to go by. Just trying to get the teams up here. So this is the hosts, the Griquas. They're led again by George Whitehead at fly half. Phenomenal servant he is. Stefan Angra, former Sharks scrum half. The match today is going to be refereed by AJ Jacobs. And here is your Toyota Cheetahs side. Ruan Pienaar again captaining them from scrum half. The timeless Ruan Pienaar. And Clayton Blommetjie is also a proper stalwart for the Bloemfontein side. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Forever Sports and drop some comments in there. 13 Currie Cup debutants for the Cheetahs today. That's Rainier Bernardo, the number 5 lock. Jean Drooster, number 6. Gideon van Wyk, Avadi Boshoff, Janus Venter, the list goes on. Henkes van Wyk, Renier Viljoen, Lohan Potgieter, Mhlali Mossi, David Brits, Cohen Jasper, really scraping the barrel, the Cheetahs for this one. Let's have another look at those sides. The Griquas are, of course, notoriously difficult to beat in Kimberley. And while the Sharks did manage to come away with a 30-16 win in the end, they did have to work hard. And of course, playing on that Kimberley pitch is never easy for anyone. I recall a few years ago, Paul Jordan playing for the Sharks in Kimberley and being tackled and falling flat on his face and just coming away with a massive roasty all over his face. And he had that for a good few weeks afterwards. Bloody hard there in Kimberley. So Ruan Pienaar has just led the Cheetahs out onto the pitch. This is the Currie Cup opener, of course. Really haven't played a lot of rugby at all recently. Not in the Rainbow Cup. Cheetahs bosses still looking for a competition for them to participate in. And the Griquas are being led out now by George Whitehead. Excuse me, Stefan Angara is the captain today. Apologies as well for the background here. We're going to have to start a petition for a bit of a... There we go, Stevie P. We need a proper green screen here, please. AJ Jacobs about to get the match underway. Looks like a warm, cloudless day in Kimberley. Jacques Portgieter wearing a Tommy Bedford-esque headband today. Howard Mnisi starting in the midfield as well for the Cheetahs. And George Whitehead's about to kick off proceedings here. The match is underway. It's a high kick and deep inside the Cheetahs 22, well fielded by Clayton Blommerkies, taken into contact. Ruan Pienaar passing it back to Blommerkies for the clearance. From deep inside their 22. It's a good touch near the halfway line by Clayton Blommerkies. To be the first line out of the game. Janko Ace, the Griquas hooker, about to throw it in here. Oh, it's contested by the Cheetahs, but the Griquas have got it. Just inside Cheetahs half on the 10. Taken into contact by Henry Surgi. Jeez, now big carry by Sibabalo Koma, but he's knocked it on. And the Cheetahs have come away with it here. Still on their 10 inside their own half, and Pienaar shapes the kick. Ruan Pienaar executes a very well taken box grubber kick, pushing the Griquas back. Looks like they're inside their 22. Some big defense by the Cheetahs in the early stages of this one. Some very big tackling going on here. It's going to be a physical one. Again, a scrappy line out for the Griquas. They've managed to hold on to possession. And Captain Unger is at the back. It's been contested by the Cheetahs at the breakdown. And they've turned it over. Ruan Pienaar. Now to 14, the Cheetahs fly half. Crashes into contact. Reynard 14. Cheetahs making inroads here. Inside the Griquas 22 now. Penalty to the Griquas. That's a very good defensive play by them. Cheetahs not releasing the ball, contesting in the breakdown right in front of the posts in their own 22. The Griquas did very well there to come away with it and to force the penalty. And our Whitehead knocks the Cheetahs back into their own half. Jesus, Griquas number 6, Gideon van der Merwe there with a fantastic turnover. It's good stuff. Ace about to throw it in again for the Griquas. They're just outside the Cheetahs 22. And it's stolen. Third time Griquas have made a mess at the line out. They've managed to get it though. Taken into contact. Now they're playing right on the Cheetahs 22. Scrappy ball at the breakdown. Picked up well by Griquas number 13, JC Nell. They're in a good position here, the Griquas. No. Referee AJ Jacobs is coming back to the initial infringement at the line out. Cheetahs putting the Griquas under a lot of pressure. We've had 3 lineouts so far and haven't been very smooth, must be said, by the home side. Cheetahs offside there. Or seem to have knocked it on. So scrum down to the Griquas, right on the Cheetahs 22. It's a good attacking platform for them now. Cheetahs will have lots of they would have had to put in a lot of work after that disappointing performance against the Toyota Invitational side as the scrum resets here. That was such a disappointing performance by them. They hadn't had game time. They'd played in that preparation series, of course. They weren't. They're no longer part of the Pro 14. They weren't part of the Rainbow Cup. But I mean, that invitational side was together for 3 days. 3 days before that game in Bloemfontein, and the Cheetahs made a real hash of it and ended up losing that. It was 35-42, I think it was. Really disappointing stuff. So they've got lots to 35-43, but lots to make up for as the Griquas taken into contact now for that scrum. It's a solid scrum. They've got some good front foot ball here, and they've slung it wide pretty early on. Number 11, Edward Cater takes it in. Well, they're right on the Cheetahs touchline inside the 22. Some good defensive work by the Cheetahs. But penalty to the Griquas. Inside Cheetahs 22, that's Jacques Potgieter. Cheetahs playing in their classic orange kit. George Whitehead's opted to go for another line out. So they've got a line out 5 meters from the Cheetahs try line. And just not rolling away there, Jacques Potgieter made a good chop tackle, but just couldn't get his big body out of the way. Now it's a more by the Griquas. It's a much better line out. No contest from the Cheetahs. Griquas getting some good go forward here. And now the midfield's joining. Geez, the Cheetahs have come away with it. That's a fantastic defensive play by the visitors. Don't know how they managed to get that ball. And now it's on the right. And the Cheetahs have got a break. Geez, they've broken well here. They're coming away with a massive bounce on the Griquas defenders. And they've slung it wide. Now they've gone right to the Griquas 22, but they've just lost it there. Fantastic counter-attack by the Free Staters. It turned it over from that maul and just broke. And geez, they were causing the Griquas a lot of problems there. It's right winger Duncan Saul tearing away for the Cheetahs and then bouncing off Andre Swartz. Griquas inside center. Jeez, that's a massive fend. Good pass away. They nearly went coast to coast there. Went from covered the whole width of the field, nearly the whole length of it too. So the Griquas with 61% of the possession so far, with just 8 minutes in here, 81% of the territory. They've got a scrum now on their own 10. Griquas putting in. It's a big shove by the Cheetahs. And the Griquas are under pressure here. It's a Messi at the back of the scrum there. The Cheetahs have come away with it now. It's been kicked back to them, and Blommetjies is having a charge of the defensive line. Dancing and weaving. Pienaar to Howard Mnisi, former Lion stalwart. It's going through the hands now from the Cheetahs, and Cameron Dawson takes it up the loose head prop. And now it's a huge carry by Potgieter again. Looks hungry today, Jacques Potgieter. Going through the hands now of Mnisi. Or something's on here for the Cheetahs. Well tackled by the Griquas defense. Just outside the Griquas 22 now. And Pienaar's still got it. Good phase play by the Cheetahs. Oh, and they've broken away here. It's the loose head prop again, Dawson. And they've swung it back. Not going to ground here, the Cheetahs. Really playing some good offloading rugby, but they've just lost it now. And the Griquas player picked it up and stepped out right on the 5-meter line of the Griquas. There's a comment from Johnny Mayer there. Bus is full. Johnny, I tend to agree with you there. There was a massive bounce. Really, quite something. Some good play by the Cheetahs so far. Some good attacking play by them. Really playing that classic Free State rugby, offloads and not dying on the ball, but even once tackled players popping it up. The Griquas have made a sub now. Gideon van der Merwe has gone off and Bukes has come on. I don't know what that's for. So the Cheetahs have a scrum 5 meters, or should I say the Griquas have a scrum on their own 5. Just a few medics on the park now. It's been physical already as the 10-minute mark has just hit. It's been a very physical one here in Kimberley. And the Griquas now have a chance to clear off the back of the scrum. Cheetahs put them under pressure at the last one, and at the lineouts they've been competing a lot. So set pieces not really going the way of the Griquas at the moment. Really feeling the pressure. And it's going to be a reset. Again, Harvey's Fourie, the Cheetahs coach, was unable to name any of his contracted loose forwards for this game. It's just incredible. He's named 4 second rowers in the starting 15 because of their injuries and their that COVID outbreak that the side has had to contend with. So it's a scrum reset now for the Griquas, still on their own 5. Going to be another reset. AJ Jacobs, referee, still not happy. Like the front rank is just collapsing straight in there on the hit. Ewald van der Westhuizen and the Griquas tight head prop with what looks like a bit of a scab already on the forehead. This Kimberley pitch is not for sissies. So the Griquas again, I think this is the third reset now for the scrum on their own 5. And it's a free kick to the Griquas. AJ Jacobs has lost his patience. Again collapsing in there. Cameron Dawson, Wilma Olnaldi, and Reinos Kotsia, the Cheetahs front row. We're going to need to sort that out. Did well in the last one, the last scrum, put them under real pressure. And now George Whitehead has opted to kick it long. And Saul is underneath it, Duncan Saul, and Blommerkies is running it back up. Saul is tackled well by JC Nell, and Pienaar's at the back. Cheetahs on their own 10 here. Some big rush defense from the Griquas. And Cheetahs number 8, Gideon van Wyk, taking it in now. Bernardo. Cheetahs opting for territory. Looks like it's well fielded by Masitwali Bandi. The Griquas number 15, and he finds touch, but the Cheetahs are taking it quickly as they do. It's an awkward bounce for Edwin Keita, and the Cheetahs are under real pressure inside their own 22 now. The Griquas counter-rucking. Pienaar screaming instructions at his men. And looks like they've done well to set up. Pienaar shaping to clear. It's a very good kick by Ruan Pienaar. Cheetahs under real pressure there. They opted to take that line out quickly through Blommerkies, as they often do, the Free State Cheetahs, but the ball bounced just before it went to the hands of the Cheetahs, and they were put under real pressure there, nearly conceded a penalty. Some great counter-rucking by the Griquas. So it's still 0-0 here at Tafellager Park, 13.5 minutes gone. Griquas with yet another line out in their own 10, and that's not straight. Line outs have been a bit of an issue for the home side. And Janko Ace doesn't look very happy. It was never straight, that one, unfortunately. So it's going to be another scrum to the Cheetahs. See if they can get it right this time. Of course, they were penalized the last one. Stefan Unger has been quite a journeyman. If I'm not mistaken, he was schooled in KZN. He did play for the Sharks for a number of seasons and then went to the Southern Kings. Of course, they were then liquidated and seems to have found a home now in Kimberley with the Griquas. As Pienaar clears from the scrum. The Cheetahs playing it wide from first phase, and Blommerkies off. Fantastic tackle that by Edward Boshoff of the Griquas. Stopped a real attacking threat there. Geez, the Cheetahs just looking to attack from first phase there. Blommerkies, as always, very dangerous with ball in hand. But AJ Jacobs has come back for a scrum penalty to the Cheetahs. They're playing some fast rugby, these guys. No holding back, no phase play at all, just straight from the scrum. Pienaar to Fortuin, to Mnisi, I think it was, and then just straight to Blommerkies, and nearly got away if it wasn't for a fantastic tackle by number 13, Navadi Boshoff. Or, excuse me, shall I say JC Null. It's Null again from the Griquas. Obviously, the toughest defensive position on the pitch, number 13. So the Cheetahs now with a line out deep inside the Griquas 22. And Cheetahs look like they may have an injury to deal with here. Looks like it may be Evadi Boshoff. And Cohen Jasper has come on in his place. No, it's Tion Meyer. Scrum off playing wing today. So the Cheetahs drive it up in this maul. They're looking very dangerous here. Less than 5 meters from the Griquas try line. Griquas doing everything they can to prevent them going forward, but they've conceded a penalty now. And Pienaar will have a decision to make. A Cheetah's drive is looking very good, and if the Griquas aren't able to stop it, maybe in for some trouble here. Pienaar looks like he's going for that 5-meter line out. No, he's taken it quickly. He's gone for a quick tap and a bit of miscommunication, but Potgiet has tidied up. Cheetahs now with a ruck just in front of the Griquas post as they take it into contact once more. Ruben Pienaar changing direction now, going back to where it started, and Blommetjies looking for an angle, put away by Misi. Just tackled by the Griquas. Potgiet with another carry. Jeez, this guy's going to play. Griquas looking for the turnover, not getting it. Pienaar and the Cheetahs maintain possession. Going wide, Misi's tackled well. Jeez, driven backwards by the Griquas. But he's offloaded it to Pienaar. And Blommetjies again with another carry. Cheetahs now just outside the Griquas 22. Lost a lot of ground. Some great defensive work by the home side. As Victor Sikiketa takes it into contact. Griquas really nullifying the Cheetahs there. Pienaar takes it in. And now Arnoldi, Cheetahs hooker, taking it up. Pienaar's back and Blommetjies at first receiver. Andre Swartz makes a very good tackle. And looks like it's been ripped by Jandre Leonard. No. It was an advantage to the Cheetahs. They've got a penalty just outside of the Griquas 22. And it's going to be interesting to see what Pienaar does here. And he's gone for the corner. Geez, Pienaar went for that quick tap. It seemed as though the Cheetahs weren't really all on the same wavelength there. Pienaar tapping that ball and passing it rather blindly, and the ball bounced up, and Potgiet woke up and managed to take it into contact as the game approaches the end of the first quarter. 19 minutes nearly gone now. Cheetahs taking it into a line out. And penalty to the Griquas. Crossing, obstruction. AJ Jacobs says Potgiet is not happy with that decision. So the Cheetahs had some really good territory in possession there for obstruction it is for quite some time. The Greek was half there and really not able to make the most of it. Some rustiness, of course, no doubt. Last time they played, the Cheetahs was at this is, of course, their opening Currie Cup game. Last time they played was at the end of May as Whitehead finds touch for the home side. Looks like there was just a bit of confusion there from the Cheetahs. 3 penalties conceded apiece here. Ace throws it into the line out and he's peeling off the back now. And the Greek was a good set play, but geez, that's a fantastic hit by Cheetahs hooker on Naldi. But the Greek will still have it now on halfway and they're taking it in, making some inroads. Ungra to Whitehead, who shapes the kick, and it's a good one, but it just gone too long. And Blommetjies is there to dot it down for the Cheetahs, so it'll be a drop for them. That was Swartz. Apologies, you kicked that. And the Cheetahs have taken it quickly again, and Pienaar's under a bit of pressure here, just outside of his 22. The Cheetahs certainly looking to speed up the play and rush things here. Hasn't always worked for them so far after 21 minutes. Sikiketa taking it in. And Blommetjies clears for the Cheetahs. Still 0-0 here. And Whitehead looks like he's going to be putting one in the air for Banda to chase. Just gone too far. And Blommetjies plucks it out from the air. Penalty to the Griquas on the halfway line. Is that Van der Merwe again? No, it's hooker Ace, who's managed to turn over the ball there for the Griquas. Good bit of play on the ground there. Stefan Angra looks like he's hurt his shoulder. We had 2 substitutes already in this one. It's been a bloody physical encounter. Yes! As we take a look at a massive hit again by Wilma Arnaldi on Angra. I think it was that one that hit from the Cheetahs hooker on the Griquas scrum off. It seems to have caused a bit of damage here. It looks like to the shoulder. It's a pretty important part of the body that for a scrum off to have. So George Whitehead finally opting to take the 3 points. So he's taking a penalty kick now right on the halfway line. Both sides so far have opted for that line-out drive as Whitehead pulls it left. Looks like it's pretty windy there in Kimberley. Either that or the ball wasn't struck very well. It's pretty well wide, and the Cheetahs will have a chance to get out of their own half. Still 0-0. And Blommetjies now seen a lot of the ball so far. Clayton Blommetjies, such an exciting runner. And the Griquas are running it back here. Oof, another massive hit by Arnaldi, as well as Kutsia from the Cheetahs. And Angra clearing, and the Griquas are under a bit of pressure here as Masikola Banda takes it up. What a warrior he was for the Southern Kings. And Janko Ace again. Griquas hooker looking for work. And AJ Jacobs is awarded the penalty, and Angra has opted to take it quickly, and he's away here. Ankle tap by Howard Nisi, and they've popped it up, and it's Arenos Kutsia, the Griquas tight end prop, charging into the Cheetahs 22. He's tackled, and the Griquas have some good front foot ball here, and a fantastic pass that from the Andrew Bierwinkel, the Griquas lucid prop. What a bit of skill that was, but the Cheetahs have turned it over. Wow, these sides aren't holding anything back, really just opting to play at breakneck speed. What a piece of skill that was by Bierwinkel. Griquas lucid prop, my word. Just with a behind the back pass, sort of took the ball and just popped it backwards. And Pinar shapes to kick, and he's made a good clearance. Geez, the Griquas front rankers are all putting on quite a show here. Excuse me, it was Ewald van der Westhuizen, the Griquas tight end, who made a barnstorming run to the 22 before the play was halted. It's Clayton Blommetjies who made the turnover. Cheetahs fullback. It's all happening here in Tafellager Park. Clean line out for the Cheetahs. Walling it up now. Arnaldi's got it at the back. They've managed to get just about to the halfway line as Pinar puts one up in the air, and it's not dealt with by the Griquas, and they've thrown a rather reckless pass, and the Cheetahs have it now, and they've got some space and some options, and they've gone right, and Blommetjies is on the ball. Darting and weaving, and Amnisi. Another offload. Cheetahs do well to hang on to it now. So they've got Pinar's got the ball just inside the 22 now, the Cheetahs. Again, opting to go wide quickly. And they've got space now. And it's Jean Drooster charging for the line. Just held up 2 meters out now, the Cheetahs. And it looks like they could have the game's first try. No, Griquas putting in some awesome defense. But they've been carded. AJ Jacobs losing his patience now. So the Griquas down to 14 men. And it's Hanru Sergil, the Griquas' 8th man. He'll be in the naughty corner for the next 10 minutes, it seems, as Pienaar kicks for the corner. So the Cheetahs will have a line-out drive, 5 meters out, but geez, they really made the most of that play. The opportunities they were gifted, they again went wide very quickly. But Sergio playing the ball on the ground there is unacceptable. Jacobs losing it as the Cheetahs make a hash of the line-out, and they've lost about 20 or so meters. They've managed to regain possession. Pienaar's got it now on the 22, but they really should have made more of that as Mnisi makes another carry. And he's popped it up, and the Cheetahs have lost it forward. Just a bit of rustiness again shown by the Cheetahs. Very similar to the junior Springboks, if anyone watched that clash last week in their opening game against Uruguay, that under-20 international series. Perhaps just forcing things a bit and forcing offloads that aren't always on. Cheetahs have had a few good opportunities from 5 meters out in the line-out, and the Griquas have repelled it each time. Of course, it was overthrown there by Naldi. We've seen now 4 handling errors by the Cheetahs, 2 by the Griquas. So it's a scrum to the home side now on their 22. Down to 10 men, of course, with Sergi in the bin. The Griquas number 8. Apologies, I'm English, so might not be saying that correctly. A big scrum by the Cheetahs. Griquas under all sorts of pressure here, and AJ Jacobs is awarded a penalty to the Free Staters right out in front on the 22. Still 0-0. 27, just about 28 minutes gone here. Pienaar's opted to take the points. It's been a cagey affair so far in Bloemfontein. Both sides really looking to speed up play when they've had the chance and taking quick taps, and the Cheetahs going wide or first phase or second phase pretty often, rather than opting to take it up and through carries in the midfield or through their forwards. That was a massive scrum by the Cheetahs, and they've really decimated the Griquas scrum there. So Ruan Pienaar will be kicking for 3 right out in front, the veteran scrum half. Of course, he's won 2 Currie Cup titles as Ruan Pienaar, 2008 with the Sharks, as he kicks sails over right between the posts there. So that will be 3-0 then to the Cheetahs. But yeah, Ruan Pienaar, 2008 won that Currie Cup title with the Sharks under John Plumtree, and then of course 2019 with the Cheetahs as Whitehead gets play back underway. And Cheetahs have made a hash of that restart, and Griquas looked to have knocked it on there. So the Cheetahs will have another scrum right about on their 22. Two Cheetahs players going for the same ball there. Blommetjies and Bernardo. Contested well in the air by the Griquas. Number 11, Edwin Cater. So a bit of miscommunication there from the Cheetahs rather. Griquas putting them under good pressure, but just knocking the ball on in the end. As we see, Ewald van der Westhuizen, the man made that awesome run earlier, is subbed off now for Janu Botha. So the Griquas have another sub. And AJ Jacobs wants another scrum reset. Aiden DV, it's such a boring game of rugby with everyone. Do you mean that without fans in the park? Not quite sure what you mean there, Aiden. Look, it's been a very cagey affair in Kimberley here. There have been 4 reset scrums in this match so far. As Peanut puts the ball in again. So Cheetahs with a scrum right on their 22, and they've gone to the short side, and Blomakis clears again. But Masikola Banda has fielded it for the Griquas, and he takes a fantastic option, passes it left to number 11, Cater, who's away here, and he's breaking tackle after tackle, and Blomakis has just managed to grab onto him as the Griquas into the Cheetahs 22. Cheetahs competing for it on the ground, and the ball's loose. The Griquas are going wide now. And they've just knocked it on. And double knock, so there'll be another scrum. Man, the Griquas Banda with an exceptional option there. Putting Cater away, and Cater making a fantastic run, breaking tackle after tackle. Just cutting in from the left wing. And Blomakis managed to haul him down eventually. But then Gideon van der Merwe, the man who's had a good game so far, made that early steal, just knocking it on at a crucial time inside the Cheetahs 22. So another scrum now for the Cheetahs. Aiden, no one's been able to score much. Yes, I agree with you. Stevie P, every good moment is followed by a poor mistake. It's been that sort of game, hasn't it? Now the side really being able to take the opportunities that they've had. I mean, both sides, Cheetahs especially now, they've had a lot of territory and a lot of good possession. But some costly errors at the line-out, some scrappy play, as well as some very good defensive pressure by the Griquas. Has meant that no side's been able to score the opening try. Just that penalty from Pina. Griquas now still down to 14 men. Sergi has 4 minutes left. 31, just about 32 minutes gone here in Kimberley. Sides have just about to restart the game here through another scrum. So Pina's putting it in now inside the Cheetahs 22. Been plenty of resets in this one. This looks like it's much better from the Cheetahs. They've got a penalty advantage, and they've milked another penalty. I think that's the second penalty now the Cheetahs have had from Griquas from the scrum. And Pina's gone for touch. And he's found a magnificent touch find by Ruan Pina. My goodness me. It's about 60, 65, 70 meters he's gained there. Ruan Pina from that clearance, or from that kick. So the Cheetahs now, from their 22, now they're right on the Griquas 22 with the line out. So they'll have another opportunity. Really been scrappy so far. So Arnoldi is throwing it in, and it's a clean ball for the Cheetahs. They're peeling around. They've got a set move here. Nisi's carried it up well. And Pina, quick ball again. Of course, as Potgieter looks for work. Cheetahs now inside Griquas 22, building up ahead of steam. Blomakis on the ball. Oh, another offload, just forced there. Cheetahs managed to hang on to it. They've taken it in to their Lucid Dawson, but AJ Jacobs is coming back. Forward pass, I think it was, by the Cheetahs. So Vardley Boshoff there, throwing a rather 50-50 ball. Of course, that's how the Cheetahs play, but man, if they just manage to hold on to possession a bit longer, they're just a little bit more patient. don't do themselves any favors sometimes, the Cheetahs. 6 handling errors now from them. So scrum Griquas on their 22 on the left side of the field. They'll look to clear. Got another big shove from the Cheetahs, and the Griquas again under pressure. But Whitehead has hacked it away. So it'll be a line out now to the Cheetahs on the halfway line. Griquas captain and, well, usual captain and fly half George Whitehead has been a great servant for the side, debuting in 2017. Prior to that, of course, he was involved with the Cheetahs, the Southern Kings, the Griffins, and the Stormers. He was a Bloemfontein boy, born there and schooled at Grey Bloem, and has so far accumulated over 50 caps for the Griquas. He's a really important player for them at fly half George Whitehead. And the Cheetahs have knocked it on again here. So it'll be another scrum to the Griquas on the halfway line. Siki Keta just unable to hold on there. Hold on to Ruan Pienaar's pass. As we have another stoppage in play. It's a bloody hot day out there. Been a few injuries so far. Another Cheetahs man down now. As Sergi Griquas, number 8, comes back onto the pitch. His 10 minutes are up for that yellow card. Playing the ball on the ground in the red zone. So Griquas back to the full complement. GHB. Yeah, there have been a fair few errors in this one. As Ungra looks to feed it in, going for the Griquas, just about to reset the scrum. Just under 5 minutes until half time. Score's still 3-0. No tries yet in this one, and there's certainly been enough opportunities for both sides to get the first 5-pointer. Cheetahs have looked good at the last few scrums, got 2 penalties from it, and they've put the Griquas under pressure again. But they've managed to get the ball away, and now Whitehead's broken, and he's offloaded it well to the midfield, but the Cheetahs have got it now. They've intercepted it. And Cohen Jasper is away. The Cheetahs now in the Griquas 10 with some real momentum. Let's see what they can make from this broken field play. Bit of a scrappy pass out to Saul again. Duncan Saul and Ruan Pienaar. Now, oof. Still some big hits in this one, that's for sure. The Cheetahs taking it into contact again. On the halfway now with the Mnisi floating another ball across. And Porgita offloads, and Saul's got a bit of space on the right wing and opts for a chip. And there's a bit of space behind, and it's a foot race. And it's cleared up, but that looks like quite an ugly clash, that. But the Griquas have come away with it through Keita. They've got a chance to clear now. And the Griquas now showing off their offloading skills. And it's a big hit by Siki Keta. Scrappy play. 2 players, I think, down and back play following that collision. But it's broken now. And Keita's away. He's got plenty of space. The Griquas number 11. And he's floated a pass out to the left. Masikola Banda is going to get the first try of the game. That was a fantastic piece of counter-attacking from both sides there. The Cheetahs losing possession after that chip kick, and the Griquas tidying up well, and then really making the most of that broken field play. throwing a few offloads around. There were some big Cheetahs hits in there, but the Griquas made the most of it. There was plenty of space, and they opted for an inside ball, and Keita found Masikola Banda out on the far left. And the former Southern Kings man has gotten the game's first 5-pointer. It was a great pass by Keita, good communication. Both sides look very dangerous from open field. So it looks like George Whitehead will have a chance to make it 7. So he's got a kick from the left. Masikola Banda, of course, earned 53 caps for the Southern Kings before joining the Griquas following their liquidation, as Whitehead nails it. So that's 7-3 now with a minute to go until half-time. Good stuff by the Griquas. Cheetahs wouldn't have wanted to concede so late on. The try scorer Banda weighs 69 kgs and stands at 1.65 meters. Really a diminutive man, but such a great player. And he was a mainstay in that Southern Kings team, and just a hard-working, honest player. 33 years old now. Had a long stint at the Border Bulldogs as the Griquas take the ball up inside their own 22 now. Stevie P, I agree with you. Keita's looked very good today. It was a fantastic pass and good awareness by him, first of all, to receive that inside ball and then to give the pass away on the left to Banda for that finishing score as Whitehead kicks the ball into touch. So half-time then at Tafellager Park. Griquas with that late score to show for their efforts after a great counter-attack. Ruin Pienaar's penalty, the only points in the half for the Cheetahs. A lot of errors in this one. Been a scrappy, cagey, very physical affair. And both sides will look to reset now for the half. Please stay with us at Forever Sports. We're going to be taking a quick break. Keep liking, keep commenting, and we'll be back shortly. So still half time here at Tafellager Park. Griquas with that late try by Masikola Banda. Despite defending for most of the game, and the Cheetahs really will be looking for a much improved showing on attack in that second half. Their scrum was operating well. They managed to affect 2 or 3, I think it was, scrum penalties. So the Cheetahs have had 63% of the possession, 56% of the territory. And the Griquas have had to make 38 tackles to the Cheetahs 17. And yet 7-3 the score. Perhaps tells a story. Cheetahs often looking to offload and force play that perhaps isn't always on. This is their opening Currie Cup match of the season. They haven't had much rugby, so they will be a bit rusty, and that's understandable. They'll be looking for a much improved second half as the Griquas take to the field. Griquas' defense was very impressive in that first half. Extremely physical, right on the gain line, knocking a few Cheetahs backwards. Not that the Cheetahs were lacking anything in defensive intensity themselves in that first half, but both sides back onto the field now. Not much longer to wait. Clayton Blommetjies is going to restart it here for the Cheetahs. He saw plenty of ball in that first half. Often comes in at first receiver for them. Right, the second half's underway. It's a very high one. The Griquas managed to deal with it. Take it into contact. So they've got a chance to clear from their 22. And Angara puts boot to ball and he finds a good touch. Blommetjies unable to take that one quickly. Cheetahs sought to take every line-out opportunity they had in that first half as quickly as possible. Didn't always pay off for them. Would have given their coach, Harvey's Fourie, a few more grey hairs perhaps, but that is the way they play it, the way they've always played. Very exciting, but risky. And the Cheetahs now with a clean line-out, taking it into contact in the midfield, and Jacques Potgieter busting a tackle. Such a big guy. Quickly through the hands of Cheetahs, and again they opt to go wide very early on, and Blommetjies is bundled into touch by the Griquas defense. Anytime, Naomi. Anytime. Just keep the comments rolling in. And now another line out to the Griquas. They've got plenty of space here. The Cheetahs were pretty far back, their defensive line. And Angara's chipped it over the Cheetahs' defense, but it's dealt with. And Saul has another opportunity to run. The Cheetahs number 14. Oh, and it's a big hit on him by the Griquas defense. Going backwards now. And Fortain has kicked that on the full. So the Griquas will have a line out inside the Cheetahs half there. some big defense again by the Griquas, and that kick over, didn't see that in the first half. A clever variation by Stefan Angre, didn't quite come off. And the Griquas now, another scrappy line out for them. They've been forced backwards. Masikola Banda on the ball, and he's showing and going, but it's a good tackle by Fortain, and the Cheetahs competing on the ground through Mnisi, but Griquas are coming away with it. No, they've knocked it on. So it'll be a scrum for the Cheetahs. JC Nell, Griquas outside centre, who's had a phenomenal game, both on defence and with ball in hand, just getting in the way of Stefan Angre's scrum off there, and Angre knocking the ball on. So that's 5 handling errors now for the Griquas. Cheetahs, of course, with 7. Be a bit disappointed with that one. Breakdown area has been a bit scrappy for the Griquas. Cheetahs putting them under pressure, often competing. The defense has also been right up in the face of the Griquas attack and nullified them somewhat. That's perhaps why Angre opted for that chip kick a bit earlier on, as Pienaar looks to feed. And it's another penalty at the scrum to the Cheetahs. Griquas really struggling to live with them at scrum time now, as Bierwinkel is penalized, the man with possibly the coolest nickname, or the coolest surname, I should say, on the field, Andrew Bierwinkel. And Pienaar kicks it deep. The Cheetahs have another opportunity at line out. Just collapsing in there, Bierwinkel. Reynolds Coetzee of the Cheetahs with some good scrumming technique there. I think it was Coetzee. He may have gone off in that first half, but if I'm not mistaken, the big number 3 is still on the park. And Vilma Arnoldi will throw in again for the Cheetahs. Only missed one of his darts so far this afternoon. It was that one that went right over the top when the Cheetahs were right on the Griquas 5. It was a crucial part of the game. The Griquas managed to just get a foot onto it and push the Cheetahs backwards. It's been the story of the game so far. Cheetahs just making some crucial errors in the red zone, and the Griquas being let off the hook time and again. So Arnoldi now. Sikiketa takes it well, and the Cheetahs looking for an inside ball, and Arnoldi collides with referee AJ Jacobs, sends him to the floor. But the Cheetahs still have it now, and they're still building up a head of steam. Pienaar looks to feed Jacques Potgieter for the umpteenth time. AJ Jacobs really, oh no, taken quickly by the Cheetahs. And Gideon van Wyk, one of the men making his Currie Cup debut today, tears away from the back of the ruck there. No pillar defense by the Griquas. And the Cheetahs have their first try of the game. So Potgieter took a big carry there, and just Griquas' organization at that ruck, leaving a lot to be desired there. And Van Wyk just went straight through. Really poor organization on defense there from the home side. 7-8 now with a kick to come. Geez, that's soft by the Griquas. Ruben Pienaar now from straight in front was successful with that first attempt earlier in the first half. And makes no mistake here, the 2-time Currie Cup champion. So 46.5 minutes gone now. And Gideon van Wyk scoring a real opportunist's try there. I thought AJ Jacobs may have blown for a reset there, because he was really got in the way of, I think it was Arnoldi of the Cheetahs, and he was bumped out of the way. It really saw his ass there, the referee. Cheetahs deal with the restart. Potgieter again, another strong carry. And Blommetjies clears. straight down the throat of Banda. This man's dangerous on the ball. He's opted for the tactical kick. Not a bad option, but well fielded by Blommetjies, who sends it back himself. It's a long one, and it may just be too far. So the ball now going to be dotted down by the Griquas. So they'll have opportunity to clear again. Jacques Potgieter, of course, former Bulls player, debuted for the Springboks in 2012. Got 3 caps that year under Heineke Meyer. He's a vastly experienced player. Spent some time in Japan with the Sanex Blues, and then managed a few games for Toulon in the top 14. And of course, he memorably won the Super Rugby title in 2014 with the Waratahs under Michael Checker. Such an integral part of that team. He was shifted to the second row. Checker shifted him and from the side of the scrum, and it worked wonders. He was a very important player for the Tars that season. As referee AJ Jacobs awards the Griquas another penalty for side entry. Just a bit of handbags being thrown here as well. Tension starting to boil over a bit. It's been that type of contest. So still 7-10 to the Cheetahs. 49 minutes gone here. Griquas the opportunity to clear from inside their own half. Potgieter's drawn a bit of blood, seems, on his face. Just reward for a very hard day's work. You'll love that one. Cheetahs again competing on the floor. Some aggressive counter-rucking, but just guilty of coming in offside as Orania replaces Stefan Angra. And any other day, he'd have the name of the best name on the field, but not when Andrew Bierwinkel, who himself is being substituted, has anything to say. No, excuse me, the Cheetahs front rankers are being replaced. Cameron Dawson coming off now, as well as Kutsia. And Alu Chukweni and Henkus van Wyk now on the park for them. As the Griquas take it to the back of the line out, 6 ball for them. Inside the Cheetahs 22 and still driving. Cheetahs trying to stop the play, but Griquas managing to steam on. They've got themselves into a very good position here. Cheetahs unable to deal with this line-out drive of theirs. They've got a penalty advantage. See what they can do with it. Had a few opportunities like this in the first half, and they're just not able to get over the line there. Cheetahs again competing on the ground, but referee has awarded a penalty to the Griquas. Legally stopping that more. So Whitehead, I think he's got the number 26 jersey on his back now. He'll kick to touch. They'll look to do something similar to the Griquas. Of course, now 5 meters out to the line out. So they'll opt for that line out drive again. So Ace feeds Cameron Lindsay again. No contest by the Cheetahs. Griquas going sideways at the moment. Right on the 5 there. Not able to get any headway this time. Cheetahs doing very well to stop that play and clearing. Hacked away downfield. It's a very good defensive play by the Cheetahs. Jasper, the man, managed to get a toe on it. Greek was not able to make the most of that good opportunity. Really, it was. Now they've lost about 30 meters or so. Looking to regroup now, the home side. So this is an interesting stat. The Griquas have opted not to take penalty kick for posts twice, and the Cheetahs 3 times. Both sides looking to utilize that driving more, and really on a few occasions, both sides managing to repel the opposition driving more. I mean, it's been a good few chances for both sides. Cheetahs, of course, always looking to play. The Greek was coming with a similar strategy today, as Ace shapes to find his man again. Lindsay seems to be the line-out architect for the Griquas. Taking a long team huddle here. Take it in now, and Ace is taking it up, but he's lost it forward. The Cheetahs will have an option for a line-out or a scrum, and they've taken it quickly, of course, as they do, and look to clear, but it's scrappy and half charged down there, so the Cheetahs will get a line-out on the 10. Jasper again. Geez, the Cheetahs really speeding up play, and it hasn't always worked for them today, it must be said. Of course, 13 Currie Cup debutants for them this afternoon, so vastly inexperienced team. And this is, of course, their opening game as well, as the Griquas shape to counter, and they've broken away here. The number 13 is away, and it's JC Null who's going to bag their second of the afternoon. The man's deserved the try, it must be said. He's been fantastic on defense. And the Cheetahs guilty of missing a tackle there right from first phase. The Greek was going wide off that line out. And Mnisi missing a crucial tackle, and the cover defense unable to deal with JC Null. And he scored a very well taken try. Goodness me, the Cheetahs defense there. Letting them down. So Whitehead with the kick, it's 12-10 now. And he's nailed it. So Greek was taking the lead again after some poor defense, but Mnisi now just managing to get an outside of Mnisi, and the center is unable to recover. So the hosts are in front. (14-10) as Blomakies restarts. Well, that was much better by the Greek. Oh, the Greek was unable to deal with that kickoff. It's been scrappy from both teams as well, the kickoff. A few times have been some miscommunication, but the Greek will still have it inside their 22, taking it up through the forwards and trying to get a better angle here for the clearance for Whitehead. But that try would have done wonders for the Griquas attack. The forwards have taken it up a few times through the maul in that first half, and were unable to get anything from it. Cheetahs really defending that pretty well. And there from first phase, off that line out, the Greek was managing to bag that 5-pointer, and I'll be very happy with that. The other try, of course, coming right from broken field, helter-skelter sort of try, but this was very well taken. Cheetahs with the line out now. Arnoldi finds his man. Inside the Greek was 22. They'll look to hit back here. The Bloemfontein boys. It's a very good line out more from them, and they're getting some momentum. And Arnoldi's looking to break on the blind side, but the Griquas have managed to just take him out there. Again, the Cheetahs not opting to wait around. They're really playing at a breakneck speed here as Howard Mnisi is subbed off. The man who missed that crucial tackle. Threw a few offloads today, the former Lions centre. Of course, he played for SAA a few years ago and suffered a horrific injury. Was out for the season and was released by the Lions and snapped up by the Cheetahs, if I'm not mistaken. As the Griquas secure their line out. Right on their 5 now, they're playing. The Griquas looking to clear again. 56 minutes gone here at Tafellager Park. Just about 57, and Whitehead clears. And he's found a good touch. Cheetahs making a substitute of their own. Andrew Kuhn coming on for Bierwinkel. He'll be sorely missed. Another line out for the Cheetahs. And it's scrappy. They've got the ball back, but not from the position they would have wanted it. And Pienaar now for Arnoldi. He's been a very busy man today. Wilmar Arnoldi. Cheetahs just outside the Griquas 22, now taking it through the phases. Pienaar again, and it's a substitute now. Substitute prop taking it on, and now Blommetjie throws a wild pass, and he's looking to cut his way through. Chakweni, the Cheetahs sub prop. Cheetahs have still got possession, and they've got an advantage as well, and see what they can do with this one. They've chipped it over, but it's a bit of a nothing kick. Although the Griquas haven't fielded it very well. And the Cheetahs managed to pounce on it, but AJ Jacobs has come back for that penalty. Right in front of the sticks as well. Be interesting to see what Pienaar opts for here. Raw smile that from Edwin Keita has been so good today. Pienaar kicks for the corner. Got involved in a scuffle last week with the Sharks' Werner Kok. Edwin Keita. Very hard, very physical winger. The Cheetahs have a line out about 8 meters out, and they've gone for that maul again. And they're being bundled into touch now by the Griquas, shoved out and line out to the home side. Cheetahs option taking perhaps needs adjusting. That line out maul hasn't worked very well for them. So we've just got just over a quarter of the game left here. 14-10 to the Griquas. Hendrik loose sub hooker for the Griquas. Throws it in. They take it into contact and look to clear now through Whitehead. But he's running it out. He's been pressurized well by the Cheetahs and did manage to get the ball away, but it hasn't gone out. The Cheetahs got it now on the halfway line as Blommetjie is looking to start another attack. Now it's Jasper for the Cheetahs. Just on the Griquas 10 now. So exciting to see the Cheetahs with ball in hand in broken field. And the Griquas have turned it over, and they've got some space on the right-hand side now, and they're passing it through the hands. Both sides, I should say, really, when the game breaks open like it has now, great to see. but the touch judge is calling them back now. Daniel Kosinda, Griquas right winger, hasn't seen much of the ball today, but he's been adjudged to have stepped out, I think. Griquas ripping it, turning it over on the ground. Through loose. And just running out of room there on that right touchline. Another change for the Cheetahs. Bernardo's off. Viljoen, Renier. Viljoen has taken his place. The Cheetahs are attacking again from first phase. They've gone into the middle of the park now, and Pienaar's looking to take it back. And they've been awarded a penalty advantage. What can Blommetjies make of this? Throws an audacious offload, and Jasper has chipped it behind, and Bunda's going to have to deal with this. No? Beats everyone into touch. It's been a very physical game here in Kimberley. Some big hits going down. Even the referee feeling the brunt of them. Of course, being bounced off by Arnoldi a bit earlier on. Another dangerous tackle by the Griquas. So the Cheetahs have another penalty to kick for touch here. Pienaar's opted for. Kicked very well today, Ruben Pienaar. Ulster, cult hero. More changes now for the Cheetahs. And more players making their Currie Cup debut. Line out Cheetahs ball. Arnoldi's got it at the back. And he's breaking blind. And Pienaar's got a bit of space on the right-hand side here. And he's tackled backwards by the Griquas. And they've managed to claim possession after that Pienaar offload. And Whitehead sends them right back into their own 22. Blommetjies is back to clear up. And he's running it from his own 22. Of course he is. He was never going to clear there. Nobody would have bought that dummy kick. But the Griquas have turned it over just outside the Cheetahs 22, and they've got a bit of space on the right side here. Throwing it wide effort to Kosinda. He's managed to claim it. The Griquas still in possession here. This is where they're dangerous, the Griquas. They're putting it through the hands here, playing very wide. The home side, they're going right from touchline to touchline at the moment. Cheetahs managing to hold him up. And they've turned it over again. Jeez, it's a mess on the ground at the moment. Blommetjies executes a wild swipe to clear, but it's gone full. Crazy bit of play that from both sides. As we take a look at the replay, Blommetjies opted to run it back and ran into a wall of Griquas defenders, and the ball was subsequently turned over. A few more men down here. Pienaar just getting a bit of ice to his neck. The one man the Cheetahs can't afford to lose. Of course, he did suffer a relatively long-term injury. He's out for a good few months, Pienaar. In the previous Currie Cup season, towards the end of last year, beginning of this one. Cheetahs really felt his loss. They were then the defending champions, of course, having won in 2019. Line out Griquas. Another maul. It was a much better one from them, slowly getting deeper into Cheetahs half there, and they've broken away and they've offloaded. And the Griquas are centimeters out now. This would be a very important score for them. third try here. It's a battle on the ground again. And I think the Cheetahs have turned it over. No, Griquas have still got it and they've dived. And AJ Jacobs seems to be going to the TMO. Griquas players, smiles on their faces. They think they've got it down. 14-10 now. 15 minutes to play. And it's been awarded by AJ Jacobs. That's a very crucial try for the home side. Wow. Mzwanele Zito, his first Carling Currie Cup score. That's 19-10 now to the Griquas, and it's a long way back for the Cheetahs now. Some good offloading play by the hosts. Cheetahs managing to scramble back and just stop the attack. A few, must have been about a meter out, but the Griquas forwards got stuck in, and Zito managed to dive over from the ensuing ruck, the number 19. Big smile on his face. Conversion to come by Whitehead. And it's straight down the middle. Is it? Yes, it is. 21-10 to the Griquas now. 66 minutes gone. A long way back for the Cheetahs from here. Long way back indeed. They've got the restart off quickly. And the Griquas take it up again, but that could be a high challenge. It is. It's a penalty to the Griquas. They've got a chance to clear from their own 22. Cheetahs under all sorts of pressure here. Will be ruining the opportunities that they didn't take in the first half and a few in the second. Dominated territory and possession in the first 40. Unable to do too much with it. And the Griquas now very much in the ascendancy. Daniel Kusenda tackled very hard that by Alu Chakweni, big Cheetahs reserve prop. Griquas lose their line out. Cheetahs got another opportunity here. What are they going to do with it? Swing it wide, of course. Blomakis again, shapes the kick, but opts not to. Takes into contact. Pienaar gives it to Jacques Porgita, who's muscled backwards by the Griquas defense. The Cheetahs still in possession here. Fortain, they fly off delivering a good pass, but they've got a penalty now, and Ruben Pienaar's gone for a quick tap again. Cheetahs don't have much time to spare here. 12 minutes left, trailing by 11. They need some magic. This very young and experienced Cheetahs side. And they've swung it wide, and they've got a bit of space here. Taken in by Jean Drosta, another man making his Currie Cup debut today. Cheetahs setting the attack for the middle of the park. Well picked up that by Fuliun. And Pienaar's got it again. Going to have another crack. Just got to keep the ball in hand here, the Cheetahs now. They've got to... No, they've lost it forward. As I open my mouth, and the Griquas have come away with it here. That's a double knock-on, so it'll be a scrum to the Griquas. Few men out on their feet now. Ruben Pienaar looks pretty buggered, it must be said. Arnaldi spilling that ball forward. Cleaned up by Whitehead, but then Keita just losing it in the contact there. Both sides regrouping. Just enjoying a few refreshments quickly. It's been a very hot day there in Kimberley. So AJ Jacobs marks yet another scrum. Had plenty of those today. Plenty of set pieces. been a very physical, scrappy sort of game here. And just over 10 minutes to play. Griquas ball, scrum on the halfway line. Cheetahs really need to give it everything they've got now. Clean ball for the Griquas. And Cheetahs have shot up very well there again through Eduardi Bosov. Still Griquas carry it up. Sibabalo Koma. Very strong carry by the blindside flanker. Just over the halfway line now, the Griquas. And it's a clever short ball, and they've got a bit of space here. Whitehead's away. He's been hauled back by the Cheetahs' defense. Griquas with some more momentum, and they've got a penalty advantage as well, and Cheetahs lost it backwards. Banda clears up. A few Hail Marys thrown there by the Griquas, but they've got a penalty, and it's kickable. This will be a big decision, this. Side entry by the Cheetahs. And Whitehead's gone for the posts. 3 points here. May just be the end of the Cheetahs. Some great offloading there by the Griquas. And the Cheetahs conceding that penalty. So Whitehead's got a kick now. Less than 9 to go. 21-10. You'd think that this could be the final nail. Very, very long way back to come now for the Cheetahs. And the Griquas' defense has been decent so far. 35 meters out now for Whitehead. Great servant he's been for the Griquas. 50 caps. And he absolutely nails it. 24-10. Blommerkies is getting set to restart. Cheetahs, of course, not helped by the injuries they've had, and of course, from that COVID-19 outbreak in their squad. They haven't had much game time. The last match they played was the end of May, and that disappointing defeat to the Toyota Invitational, as I've touched on. Didn't play last week, of course. This is the second round. This is their opening game. Still a bit rusty. Harvey's for side. Plenty of work to do. And it didn't help that 13 of their players were uncapped in the Currie Cup before this. But take nothing away from the Griquas. They've played what's in front of them. They weathered a pretty tricky first half to stretch out now to a 14-point lead. And the Cheetahs now coming away from the line out. And they've thrown a pass and Kate has intercepted it. And that's the game. Oh, man. Edwin Keita has been fantastic again today. And the left winger scoops the ball out of the air. Cheetahs had to throw that pass. They had to throw caution. And unfortunately, this one has just gotten away from them. 29-10 now. With the kick to come. Edwin Keita, he deserves that. Big smile on his face again. It was great against the Sharks. And the Cheetahs, very flat there. The Greek was coming off well, off of their defensive line. Keita seals it. No one's going to catch him. About a 40-45 meter sprint Edwin Keita had, unopposed to the try line. And Whitehead's got a kick to come now. So that's 29-10. Just over 6 minutes left. And Whitehead makes it 31. Well, the Griquas defensive line had come up very well there. And of course, the Cheetahs playing right on the gain line. And those wide passes were always going to be risky. Just over 5 minutes to play now. And Blommetjies has gone short this time, but Griquas have claimed possession again through Kosendi. And they've got it now on their 10. So that's the bonus point then for the Griquas. Plucked out of the air well by Blommetjies. Just the one try to show for the efforts today, the Cheetahs. And they're launching another attack inside their own half. Just short of the halfway line now as Pienaar sits for Leon again for another run. And the Cheetahs have a penalty advantage. Griquas' defense has been very good today, very physical. Missed a few tackles, but and they were culpable of some disorganization for that Cheetahs try. Their pillar defense absolutely nowhere inside their red zone. But other than that, they've managed to stop the Cheetahs from really creating anything. Cheetahs, of course, running pretty much every time they got an opportunity. And Harvey's Fourie will have much to think about, perhaps some variation needed in the Cheetahs game as Pienaar kicks for the corner. 76 minutes gone. So the Cheetahs have a line out 5 meters or so from the Griquas try line. Now in the slap bang in the middle of the 22. Cheetahs to feed. Jacques Portrita has had a very good game today. The big Cheetahs blindside flanker has carried very well. Well, the Griquas didn't hold back on him either. Managed to deal very well with him. And this ball not going anywhere, so the Cheetahs forced to use it. And Pienaar again on the ball. It's a big carry that by Henkes van Wyk. And Pienaar now to Portrita. Love to know how many carries he's had today. The 3 test capped Springbok. And Jasper tries to find some space. Cheetahs throwing another offload off the deck there. Just not making any headway. The Griquas are dealing with them very well. Pienaar. Jasper. Well, the inside ball to Jasper. Cheetahs retaining possession. It's good to see. They haven't done this too often, but it looks like they've been held up here by the Griquas. And the Griquas have got it, and they're going to have a turnover. Well, it's going to be a turnover, and the Griquas are going to have a scrum. Man, they've held up well today, the home side. Scott Matthews' Griquas team have put in a very good show today. They were favourites to win. Make no mistake. Against this very inexperienced Cheetahs team. Inexperienced and depleted. But they still had to come out here and deliver a performance. And they've done just that. They've bagged that 4-try bonus point. Pretty comprehensive performance or result in the end. Cheetahs shouldn't take this to heart, though, of course. will have more opportunities. I'll welcome back the frontliners who are currently quarantining. In that first half, though, and the beginning of the second, the Cheetahs really did dominate that scrum, must be said. As AJ Jacobs sets up for another reset. The Griquas were struggling. So some positives for the Cheetahs to take out of this one. Another reset. Griquas deep inside their own half, 10 meters from their try line. And Jacobs goes for another reset. It's been a scrappy old game at times. The Griquas have a pretty short turnaround, playing the Blue Bulls on Wednesday at 4:45, while the Griquas will only be in action following Wednesday away at Western Province, as the Griquas kick it out and end the match. They'll take some much needed belief out of this one, the home side. Final score of 31-10. Good victory for the Griquas. The Cheetahs, they really tried hard. They really persevered. This youthful team. Scrum worked very well. Harvey Surrey will be happy at least that some of his youngsters and fringe players got a run. Got some experience. So full time then from Tafellager Park, 31-10 to the home side, the Griquas, picking up their first win of the campaign. The Cheetahs, fortunately, back to the drawing board for them. Thanks for tuning in to Forever Sports for our live watch along. And stay tuned. Got plenty more exciting stuff up ahead. Thanks a lot. Cheers.